Now, this deal with the news, basically yesterday there was threatened industrial action. So I phoned up a few people, said, look, we're trying to plan ahead for the news. We're trying to record the news 24 hours in advance. Would you be able to do anything? I got through to Tory Central Office. They were more than obliging. They bent over backwards. They said, yeah, we could put you in touch with some top-level politicians. No trouble at all. So straight away they put the phone down. Then they phoned up John Selwyn Gummer. Then I phoned him up 2 minutes later.
Hello?
Hello, is that Mr. Gummer?
Yes.
I don't know if you're aware of the situation, but basically there may be industrial action tomorrow which threatens to undermine the news bulletins, obviously.
Yes.
And in order to supermount the trouble, we're trying to record as much of the news as possible today.
Of course, I understand.
So if there's anything you want to say which you feel will be extant in 24 hours...
Well, I think the thing that will be extant is the major issue about vetoing.
Right, well, can we record a statement on that now for tomorrow's news?
Yeah.
One for tomorrow morning's news and one for tomorrow evening's news. Slightly different.
I see what you mean, yes, indeed.
So what will be the first one?
Well, the first one is that I'm very... no, it's something I'll do.
Okay.
I'm trying to think about how to do the two things, yes.
Sure.
Over and over again, Britain needs to have her veto, not as a threat, but because everybody then knows that when things of great national importance comes up, she's not pushed to the brink. That's why the veto's vital.
Now, if it's going to go high in the bulletin, it will probably benefit from a swipe at one of the opposition parties.
Right.
Would you like to change that in any way?
Well, I'd just say, the British people must be appalled that the Liberal Democrats are so split over the veto. It's quite clear that the major spokesmen like Sir David Steele want to get rid of Britain's veto. We can't have that. I think the Liberals are selling Britain down the river.
Would you like to perhaps put out something about the Labour Party? You've mentioned the Liberals there. Something about the Labours, if you could sort of give them a bit of a wigging.
Right.
Yeah.
Labour has signed up with the European Socialist Manifesto. So they've joined the Liberals on saying that Britain can be members of the European community without any veto over the matters that really matter. And I'm sorry the Labour Party has joined the Liberals in that. So basically, there he was, and the one thing more ticked over. I thought, well, if it's 24 hours ahead, the situation might change. Labour, not holding the right for veto, may do a volte-face and suddenly say, oh, no, after all, we are going for the veto. So then what happens? Right, now let's just look at the possibility that during the course of the day, Labour have reversed their attitude on the veto. What do you say then? Well, if Labour's now pretending it wants to keep the veto, that's the seventh change on Europe that it's had in almost as many years. Now, if it says it wants to keep the British veto, then how can it go on being part of the Socialist Union of Parties? It doesn't stand up. This Labour Party will say anything to get a vote. Okay, so this hasn't even happened yet, and he's that angry.